Hello YouTube, this is Free Home Brew again. I'm gonna bring you today. I'm gonna bring you the second video in the series on the Fractaria world generator. And in this video, we're gonna look at the underground. So last time we checked out the surface, and today we're gonna check out the underground. I'm just loading the video, the world. I'm using Terrafirma for anyone wondering how I view the world. Yeah, so here it is. We've already covered the surface, no pun intended, and the underground is basically everything between the ground layer, the rock layer, and of course the hell layer. And hell starts at the ashes. So let's get started. The basic idea behind the underground was to model it similar to the underground in the original, since we were pretty much okay with how that worked. Remember that this world hasn't been settled yet, so all the water is still floating in the caves that have been generated. Um, the way we generate these caves, by the way, is we take a line from basically 2 points. Let's see if I can isolate a clear-cut cave. Yeah, this one, for example. This water cave it has been generated using by taking this line from here to there, and then using the fractal generator to generate a pattern over um, this line. And there's been a bunch of lines put in this world, and that constitutes the caves. Besides the caves, of course, we find dirt and stone in the underground, as well as ores. Um, I don't know which to cover first. Um, I guess we can start with the basics. The basics are the dirt and the rocks. So for a few times it will generate dirt, and then it will generate rock in the dirt, and then dirt in the rock, and rock in the dirt, and we'll do this a couple of times until this pattern emerges. So yeah, it's been mixed up fairly well. Along with the dirt and rock, we generate sand patches, and this sand can actually float. We also generate jungle patches every now and then, just for fun, and we also generate the ores. I think the last thing we generate is are the caves, which are water caves and just regular caves. The ores are also generated using the fractal pattern. So instead of finding lumps in the underground, lumps of ore, you will find threads of ores. So you'll have to dig out more of the regular matter to get all of the ores out. So if you start digging here, let's say you came in through this water cave and you got to this point over here, and you want to dig out this piece of copper ore, you'll have to dig around a substantial part of it to dig out the actual ore. Same with this iron and this gold. So it's basically threads of ores all throughout this world. Um, let's see. So there's a clear-cut distinction between the ground layer, the dirt layer, and the rock layer. The rock layer has fewer but larger caves. I try to put them in the caves in such a manner that that they're fairly well linked, but not entirely linked. So you can move, you can probably move from this position all the way to this position unhindered, or encounter little hindrance. But for example, these caves over here and these caves over here are separated by a thin layer of earth. So it's not all connected, but the caves are fairly intricate, and there's still a lot to dig out. The colored patches are the ores, not ores, rubies and sapphires and other precious stones. We try to model these as they have been modeled in the regular world. The caves are bigger, as I've already told you, and the spread is mostly uniform. So I'll turn off the textures for a while. In the underground, you'll find longer threads of ore, since the stone is harder to carve away than the dirt in this layer. So once you find it, you'll get more ore per patch. So that's been a fair balance thus far. These are cobwebs, by the way. Every cobweb marks the beginning of a cave or the end of it, depending on how it's been generated. I haven't got a script, so I'm just going through this world. We also have the heartstones, which are the hearts that give you extra health, extra max health. We also have the demon altars. Let's see if we can highlight these. Demon altar. Yeah, these are at the ground level, so you won't find any deep demon altars. They're all near the surface. What we did put in the underground are chests. I'm going to see if I can highlight chests for a minute. Yeah. As you can see, there's quite a few chests. They're put everywhere where it's possible, until a certain limit of chests has been reached. There's also what else can we find in the underground? The glowing mushrooms, of course. I'm going to turn on the lighting and the textures again, and stop highlighting the blocks. So you can see the glowing mushrooms. These glowing mushrooms are generated using a fairly constant algorithm. So the distribution is such that there's an n amount of glowing mushrooms put throughout the world, and these are separated horizontally by a certain distance. So and vertically they're just translated a random amount. So at any given distance from one point to the next, you'll find at certain altitudes you'll find these glowing mushrooms. Of course, this one will die out fairly early, because this lava will settle on the mud and will kill the glowing mushrooms. Let's see if we can find a few better patches. Nope. Oh, this one is okay. Let's see if I turn off the lighting. No more lighting. You can see it's basically an oval shape, and every bit of rock in this area has been replaced by mud. That's why you can see the ores are still in the mud, but all the rocks and all the dirt has been replaced by mud and glowing mushroom grass. And on top of this we place the glowing mushrooms. Now I replace these areas with mud because the caves are preserved. So the shape of the cave has been preserved in this patch of glowing mushrooms. Let's see, if I turn on the lighting again, we can more easily spot the areas. For example, this one as well. You can clearly see the caves have been preserved. So it's not at all obvious. It's an oval shape. Stop lighting. Now, the textures can be turned off as well. Even deeper still, we'll find the lava. So there's a whole lot of lava, but it's spread in small amounts instead of huge amounts as in the original world generator, and this will make tunneling more challenging, because you'll run into lava more easily. I think that basically covers the underground. There's the dungeon and the mine. I'll get into those features later on. Yeah. So the way we manage to set the distributions for the ores and the precious stones is that we basically computed how much blocks go into the entire area. So, for example, we know how wide an area is and how tall an area is. We multiply those two factors, and based on that, we'll turn a certain percentage of these blocks into precious ores and stones. So that's basically how we did it. If I use the textures again, you can see there's a couple of hearts down here. There's also a lack of traps. We've been working on those, but we haven't managed to get them working yet. But you're gonna expect traps in future editions of this generator. That basically covers the basics of the underground. Next video is probably going to be about the hell or the other features of this generator. And I'll see you guys then. Feel free to ask questions, comment, rate, subscribe. You know what's coming. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.